95 of the All the Books Show, the official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library. We talk book news, author news, and literary news. I'm Eric Mickles.
Better late than never. I'm Nick Gunning.
That's true. Nick
Have we ever recorded on a Wednesday before?
I don't know.
I think this might be the first time.
Maybe
it was a busy week.
Maybe we recorded on a Wednesday in order to be ahead of the game.
Ahead of the game.
We're recording Mondays, Wednesday, and then on Monday.
Yeah.
But no, this is the opposite of being.
Well.
Yeah. Our schedules just haven't aligned. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. How are you? You look great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I'm Nick Gunning. Did I say that?
Yeah.
And you're Eric
You
Mickles?
said better late than never.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know how to do this.
I don't even remember. Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm gonna start us off with a bit of book news. The Bailey's Prize for Women's Fiction was announced on June 7th, so we have the results for you here. We went over the long list, we went over the short list, and here we are with the winner. Did you want to say something?
Yes, I had a guinea pig named Bailey.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. The Bailey's Prize for Women's Fiction is the UK's most prestigious annual book award for fiction written by a woman. Founded in 1996, the prize was set up to celebrate excellence, originality, and accessibility in writing by women throughout the world.
Okay.
The winner this year is The Power by Naomi Alderman.
Had we talked about the nominees for this before?
Yeah, we did long list and short list.
Yeah.
But it's a long process, so it's been probably months since we talked about it. The Power by Naomi Alderman, which is coming out in October. It's not yet out, so we will have it when it comes.
Is that fair?
I know. She throws her head back and pushes her chest forward and lets go a huge blast right into the center of his body. The rivulets and streams of red scarring run across his chest and up around his throat. She's put her hand on his heart and stopped him dead.
What the heck did you just read?
Suddenly, tomorrow or the day after, girls find that with a flick of their fingers they can inflict agonizing pain and even death. With this single twist, the four lives at the heart of Naomi Alderman's extraordinary, visceral novel are utterly transformed, and we look at the world in an entirely new light. What if the power were in women's hands? The Power by Naomi Alderman, coming to a library near you in October of 2017.
That's scary.
So congratulations to Naomi Alderman, and you can find that and more here at the David A. Howe Public Library. Mm-hmm. So that's what I got.
Yeah.
Let's talk bookmark.
Okay.
What have you been reading, Cowboy? I'm trying to... Is Cowboy, does that work for you?
I don't know.
Okay.
Also, saying bookmark that way makes you sound like we have a guy named Mark who reads books.
Bookmark. Hey, Bookmark, have you read that one? Oh, actually, I'm only reading the classics at this point.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bookmark.
Jeez. Real helpful.
Yeah.
Hashtag not helpful.
A good novel hasn't been written in approximately 100 years. Get off the mic, please. Bookmark.
Jeez. It's pretty bad when You're So Nerdy Smarticus could make fun of you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, actually, the best novel was written 75 years ago. I wish we'd known that.
Okay, Roger, can you get both of these out of here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. I think we got too many characters on stage.
I think we do, too. Too many. Our producer's telling us to wrap this up, so let's move on to the next. Clint McGavin, get out of here!
Pew, pew, pew. You're out of order! Pew, 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 pew.
Woo! Right. Highlights.
Yeah.
All right, so
you were worried that all these
characters
are going to come to life in a weird, I don't know, Indian in the Cupboard meets...
If you mean by worried, I mean excited for the possibility. Yes.
But aren't you worried that they'll like take over and we'll have to like catch them and stuff?
A little.
Like, oh no, Clint McGavin's really trying to solve the case, but we got to get him off.
I think we're up to the task.
Okay.
So, folks, start your fan fiction right now.
That is going to be a fun coming of age story for you and I.
I absolutely agree.
Especially because we're both over 30.
Yeah,
now.
we've come of age. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Dad would pay more
look.
attention.
I'm so impressed with you. You were able to just say flat out that you're over 30 without like putting your head under a blanket or something. Good for you. You don't look a day over 40, so that's
Thanks,
great.
man. Really? Mm-hmm. Somebody just called me a kid.
Really?
Yeah, somebody said...
were they 78?
They weren't. I don't know.
Okay.
They were just like, that's a good kid.
That's fine.
I'm like, well, I'm 30.
Okay.
I read Swamp Thing Volume 2 from the New 52 by Scott Snyder.
Scotty Snyder.
You know what you and I forgot?
Of Batman fame.
Because... the New 52 of the DC Comics.
Yeah.
That started
Rest
back
in peace, New
2011.
Wow.
And so the last time I read Swamp Thing Volume 1 in 2011.
Wow.
And I think what we forgot, because we had the same issues with Scott Snyder's Batman, is that some of the titles were like 10-issue storylines to start.
Yeah.
But they split them up in like 6-issue volumes.
Yeah.
So when I picked up Volume 2... 6 years after I read the first volume, it was in the middle of a story that I had forgotten everything about.
Yeah.
And then...
That's not a good practice.
And then the next issues, after that storyline ended, was coming off of another story that would have been an Animal Man
I hate
Volume
that.
2. So it was just... it was just a whole collection of nonsense for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, this was the first Swamp Thing I've ever read
Yeah.
where I didn't enjoy myself. But then maybe I shouldn't have waited 6 years.
Yeah,
I
think you and Scott Snyder both share a little bit of the blame.
Yeah, all right. Then I read Justice League Volume 7 and 8.
Oh,
these end
Darkseid,
the New
right?
52 Justice League run,
Oh, okay.
and then we're into Rebirth. So
We have them all, folks.
We have the whole Justice League run.
The whole run. Although good luck finding him.
This is the Darkseid War.
Yeah.
Pretty boring.
We've had our Wonder Woman display up, which includes our Justice League titles, and we're like, everything's out of stock.
Yeah.
So you just returned these?
Yeah, but
so
they checked out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
there
left.
we go. So thumbs up, thumbs down?
No, I gave him 3 stars because, like, together I felt like it. But it's just kind of, this is Jeff Johns, and he just doesn't get the character Darkseid, I don't feel. He just kind of makes him, like, a bruiser. And Darkseid has never really appeared that way to me. Darkseid's this big, monstrous overlord of this planet, and he has people to do the dirty work for him.
Right.
But he's also very powerful that you don't want to fight him.
Yeah.
But people are always fighting him when Jeff Johns is writing it.
True.
Just, like, punching him and everything. And it's just...
Punching him right in the face.
Like, it was a big deal. In the old Superman cartoon, Darkseid gave Superman a lot of trouble.
Okay.
And it wasn't until the
That
series
scallywag.
finale...
Yeah.
Series finale, yes,
Yeah.
the series finale.
You
I
said
said
it right.
finale.
Yeah.
That Superman and Darkseid actually went to fisticuffs.
Okay.
And it was just because, like, Superman had just, like, blown up everything. He's like, fine, let's do this. And, like, that was, like, great. But in the comics now, he's just, like, backhanding everybody.
Superman.
Also, they call it the Darkseid War.
Yeah.
It's a battle that lasts for a few issues, but in the world, it probably only lasted, like, an hour.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not a war. Like the Sinestro Corps War.
No sense of scale.
The Green Lantern storyline that was the Sinestro
This is
Corps
really
War,
nerdy up
where
front, heavy.
Green Lantern fought the Yellow Lanterns.
Oh, boy, yeah.
That was a war.
It was.
That was on multiple fronts. It took over multiple things. It felt like it was a full-scale war. This is just like, it's just the Justice League fighting Darkseid, fighting the Anti-Monitor.
Okay.
So apparently the Anti-Monitor is I can't remember the new god who travels around on his chair, his Mobius chair. You know who I'm talking? Metron.
Okay.
Metron's chair, the Mobius chair, apparently, it belongs to Anti-Monitor. His name is Mobius.
Okay.
So
after all that, you would recommend picking up this
yeah,
two-part
sure,
series?
it's fun.
Okay.
For some
All right,
people.
so
Some people
you can
probably
power
like,
through it.
sick. Batman gets in the Mobius chair and he finds out that the Joker,
Right.
his
I
real
wasn't
identity,
asking for more, but
is 3 Jokers.
Okay.
That there's been 3 Jokers. Like the original Joker.
yeah.
The Joker that we saw in the 80s, or, you know, the Joker that, like, Denny O'Neil wrote.
Yeah.
The Joker Fish storylines.
Right.
And then today's Joker.
Interesting.
That's all.
Okay.
So,
Spoiler alert,
how do we get any listeners back?
I have no idea. That was the longest thing that's ever happened.
We cut this, do it as a separate episode, and
Yeah.
then start again.
I guess so.
So
anything else that you read that
No,
week?
I need to read Woman in Cabin 10.
Yeah.
And it's just been hard because I've heard mixed things about it. And it seems so silly. But you will talk about that on your bookmark.
I will,
All
sure.
right, real books happening now.
All right. So I did read The Woman in Cabin 10.
You finish it?
I did. Yep. And I guess I was fine with it, is how it turns out. I mean, if you want to compare it to Gone Girl or Girl on the Train, which I suppose you have to because it's like flawed characters and murder and you don't really know what's going on. Then it doesn't stack up well.
Okay.
I think if you're a fan of mysteries, it's kind of classic in that it has sort of a Rear Window-y vibe where she sees
I do like Rear
something and
Window.
she's not quite sure. They're on a cruise ship, so it's like kind of a bottled story. And the scale is really small. You know, it's just involves a few people. There's not like cops involved. So it's a small scale mystery on a cruise ship where nobody's quite sure of the facts.
Right.
So it's all kind of classic tropes of that genre. And I think if you just look at it as its own thing, you can sit through, read it in a couple of hours, and have a good time.
Right.
I think if you're expecting something like epic and exciting and like, this is totally new, you're not going to get it. I think if you just read Girl on the Train and you pick this up, you're going to be like, well, that was a watered down version. So I guess it depends on how you go into it.
Waterlogged
I
version.
I thought it was a solid 3-star. Like, I was interested enough to go on, recognizing that it's not a particularly good book.
Right.
So that's what I would say. If you want a good, like, sort of fun escape kind of a book, do it. If you want something big and grand and great, probably not the one.
My wife read that, hated it.
Yeah.
She hated Woman in Cabin 10.
Yeah,
she
I was
read,
surprised that she commented a lot about how she hated the reader. And I listened to the audiobook for a lot of it as well. She didn't bother me at all. So,
but she just read Into the Water, Paula Hawkins' new novel.
Oh, yeah.
And loved it.
Okay.
So she said Paula Hawkins does it again.
Okay. So Paula Hawkins, author of Girl on the Train.
Yeah, actually, I think she said...
This is her follow-up to Girl on the Train.
I think she said she liked it maybe more than Girl on a Train. I can't
Interesting.
remember.
I look forward to reading it. I haven't yet.
Yeah.
But
and you'll have to be book clubbing Into the Water someday.
Yeah,
soon.
except everybody hated Girl on the Train, so I doubt that I would do it.
Oh.
Yeah, when we book clubbed it. I loved it, but everybody else
You think the
did.
people who hated Girl on a Train are going to like Woman in Cabin 10 in your book club?
They might, because of the scale. You know,
Okay.
it is a lot more familiar, I think, to like mystery fans. So it's possible.
Plus,
that
who
they'll
doesn't love like
enjoy it? But
boat adventures?
yeah, exactly.
Is there a part where like they're
I-
going into the storm and they have to like batten everything down and get ready, and like somebody goes overboard and somebody has to get them?
No, nothing like that. I think when you start to read it, it's possible that you'll enjoy it, understanding that it's what it is. You know, with no expectations. I think you could. I think you could get into it.
So you were able to get to the part where she informs the people that she heard a body in the water.
The security officer comes, and it really played out exactly the way we've been mocking it for the last calendar year. It really was. He's like, "Oh, or is it possible you heard something else?" And she was like, "No, impossible. It was a body." You know, it's like, man, where have I heard this conversation hundreds of times?
Great.
So it was a good time.
Yeah,
It was a good time. So I with reservations, I would say pick it up.
Okay.
I also read Thrawn by Timothy Zahn. I don't see any reason why you'd pick that up.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it was just, I mean, if you're not a Star Wars fan, you can just tune out. I'll try to be quick.
Well, I just talked about.
I know.
What I
I
just
know.
talked
I'm
about,
trying to
so-
be. I'm trying to be sympathetic to these people. But basically, the classic like Thrawn trilogy, classic of the Star Wars genre, I should
Right.
say. He's just this brilliant tactician and is a totally different kind of enemy. And this is supposed to be. I thought that it was supposed to be like an origin and something that ties him more in with like Vader and the Emperor and all that. Did not do that. And the origin part of it was just you kind of see him rise up through the ranks and like, yep, that's Thrawn. He's cunning and tactful. I didn't think there was anything new added into it. I thought it was a completely pointless read.
Did you mean he was cunning and tactful, or did you mean tactful?
Well, like he handles the situations well.
With tact.
With
Okay.
tact.
Yeah. All
But yes, he's also a tactician, which is confusing.
Oh,
So.
Thrawn, what do you think of my wife's painting?
Yeah.
Oh, she definitely has an imagination, doesn't she? I have to go.
I guess what you'd call the epilogue was what I hoped the book would be, like him interacting with actual characters. Because outside of that, it really could have been just a sci-fi novel, totally unconnected to Star Wars. So I was very disappointed in it. Timothy Zahn fans, you'll probably find some things that you like in there, but not good. I read 2 graphics that I'll mention quickly. Volume 1 of Supergirl Rebirth. The story was okay, but all of the stuff with, like,
Rise of the Superman Cyborgs?
Reign of the Cyborg Superman. Yeah. It really desperately tried to bring it in line with the TV show, all to its detriment. So anything that was like, you're working for this agency, and here's your family, was totally...
So sick of superheroes working with
I know. I hate
18
it. I hate it,
agencies.
especially a character like Supergirl. So... That's another one where I
do
think,
like that.
If you just follow the... And also, it's a Volume 1, and it's the most epic thing I've ever read, so I have no idea what they're going to do with Volume 2.
It's too bad.
Very mixed response to this
Too bad
book.
the Netflix shows, the Marvel Netflix shows, are so violent for
Yeah.
you, because none of them work with agencies.
I know. I still want to watch them.
So.
And I read Green Hornet Parallel Lives, which it says...
I want to...
It says the cover is like a prequel to the movie. In no way was it a prequel to the movie, so I'm very sure that they just tacked that on at the end, because it was just a Kato backstory. And not
prequel to the Seth Rogen movie.
Yeah, and not the Kato
Jeez.
that you even see in that movie. It made no sense.
If any
So it was
movie
fun,
needed
though.
a
It was pretty
prequel
good.
story,
I know.
it was the Seth Rogen Green
know.
Hornet film.
So that's it for me. I'm currently reading Whistling Past the Graveyard by Susan Crandall,
You've been
which
reading that forever.
is a pretty... No, I haven't.
Oh, no, book club just started that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a pretty, I don't know, it's kind of a tough read so far. It's about a 9-year-old girl who runs away, and it's all from her perspective. So it's kind of like, it took some time to get into it. And still, it's like, wow, here and there. But I think it's going to be a good read. And I just started rereading The Testament by John Grisham, which we're doing.
Rereading? You never reread.
I know, I don't. We're doing this because it fits perfectly with the theme of the adult summer reading program, which is Build a Better World.
Yeah.
And that starts June 26th. So this is our pick for that one. I read this book when I was 17. So it's been 17 years since I read it. And I just didn't feel like I could really lead a discussion on it. So I've been listening to the audiobook, trying to sort of catch back up on it. It's all coming back to me very quickly. I loved this book as a 17-year-old, so we'll see how I feel.
A listener just did the math of you being 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And just did a spit take.
Yeah.
Like, he's how old?
Yeah, I know, because I sound so young and fresh. But no.
22.
No.
That's your voice.
Nope. I sound like a 22-year-old. Wow,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Mainly because you keep talking about how you just got out of college and you really understand the world.
Sure.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's just
I
kind
know
of
everything.
Yeah.
So that's it for me.
My
I'm
history
reading
degree
those
is
two
going to
big
change
books.
the world.
Yeah. I do want to read the new Paula Hawkins. There's a bunch of stuff out right now that I want to read. So I'm
Are you
trying
gonna
to
read
power
that,
through these.
Is it Women in the Castle?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The-
Oh, boy. I picked up Bear Country, by the way, while we're talking about books we've been
Beartown.
Beartown, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to read it because the cover looks great, and I was sort of intrigued by it. I thought the writing was so, like, weird and 90s. It was like the people wake up, like, reaching for their drug of choice, caffeine, nicotine, or alcohol. And I was like, oh. And it was like they talk with their answering machine voices. I was like, who has an answering machine? Like, when is this book set? So I put it back down because I really didn't like it at all. Women in the Castle, I thought I might put it on the book club for next year.
Okay.
So I probably will eventually read it, yes.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
Let's talk book news.
Okay.
All right, here's what we got coming out. I picked books from August. So these are ones that were just announced.
It's my birthday month.
I know. Coming out in August.
Come on.
What is the date?
August 7th.
7th. Okay. So this you won't be able to get this as a birthday present.
Aw.
You seemed really hurt that I had to ask the date.
That's fine.
Do you know my birthday?
It's the 4th.
Okay, well, it is, but that was just a guess.
No, it's the 4th. It's
I know. Seeing Red by Sandra Brown. So Sandra Brown fans, I've never read a Sandra Brown, so
So would you say you're a Sandra Brown fan?
no.
Okay.
Number
Are
one
you a
New
fan
York
of
Times.
Seeing Red?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Number one New York Times and USA Today best-selling author Sandra Brown delivers her trademark non-stop suspense and supercharged sexual tension in
boy.
this thriller about tainted heroism, cold fury, and vengeance without mercy. Those three things have never been talked about before.
Ever.
Tainted heroism?
Nope.
So you got a flawed hero? Never. And then a cold fury? I've never heard of that. And then vengeance, but there's no mercy with this vengeance.
What if-
so, really plumbing new ground here.
What
Do you
if
plumb ground?
in this book as well,
Yeah.
there were two cops, and one's kind of like an old hat at the game.
Oh, sure.
He's on his way out.
Yeah, and he's probably
Young gun
partnered
comes
with
in,
somebody
yeah.
the same age.
No, younger.
But, no. But his partner's got to be a
No,
contemporary.
younger. A younger partner. And get this, the
Wait,
younger
no,
partner
wait,
does not do things the way the older partner does.
Wait. You got a grizzled by the book older officer and a young new hotshot.
Exactly.
With her own way of doing it.
Yes.
I just don't. I mean, they're not going to get along. There's going to be nothing to talk about in a book like that.
What if we go through the newspaper and find some crime that's been happening on like a regular basis, and then we just put that in the book, but we make it a serial killer?
A rip from the headlines.
Yes!
Serial killer.
Yes, a rip from the headlines. I love that. I love that phrase.
I guess I'm just not seeing it.
Nick Gunning and Eric Mickles introduce Rip from the Headlines.
I guess I just don't see that there's a market for that.
Okay.
So
All right.
Anyway, Sandra Brown fans, look no further than August, and you shall have this.
People looking for something new, though?
August.
I'll get the book out.
Let me ask you this: have you read Robin Cook?
No.
Because I guess I would say like Michael Crichton. Probably the next closest would be like your Robin Cook.
Is he the one that writes the nano kind of stuff? Like nano.
He writes. His is more like in the medical like.
Who has the book called
biological?
Nano?
I think that's Robin Cook.
Okay.
Robin Cook wrote Coma, which Michael Crichton directed the movie of Coma.
Right.
So like they're intertwined. But anyway, you might enjoy a Robin
Now
Cook.
we're cooking with Robin
Cook, the explosive new thriller from New York Times bestselling author and master of the medical thriller, Robin Cook. Robin Cook returns in Charlatans. Tell me if you're excited about this. Ready? Newly minted chief resident at Boston Memorial Hospital, Noah Rothhauser is swamped in his new position, from managing the surgical schedules to dealing with the fallouts from patient deaths. So far, in out?
Out.
Okay. Known for its medical advances, the famed teaching hospital has fitted several ORs as hybrid operating rooms of the future, an improvement that seems positive until an anesthesia error during a routine procedure results in the death of an otherwise healthy man. In or out?
You had me in when you used the word hybrid,
Okay.
but then rooms put me out. If
Put
it
you
was
out.
hybrid
Okay.
doctors,
A little bit more.
Okay.
Noah suspects Dr. William Mason, an egotistical world-class surgeon, of an error during the operation and of tampering with the patient's record afterward. But Mason is quick to blame anesthesiologist Dr. Ava London. Are you in or out, Eric?
I'm back in.
Okay, you got one more chance. When more anesthesia-related deaths start to occur, Noah is forced to question all of the residents on his staff, including Ava, and he quickly realizes there's more to her than what he sees. A social media junkie, Ava has created multiple alternate personas for herself on the internet. With his own job and credibility now in jeopardy, Noah must decide which doctor is at fault and who he can believe before any more lives are lost. Ooh.
I'm back out.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. This maybe would have been a hit in 2004.
Yeah. Who are you? The woman I see before me, or your Twitter account?
Multiple social media accounts. Boy,
Yeah.
there's
I
a
don't need
genius,
friends. I need
genius right
followers.
there if ever I've heard of one.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally, I Know a Secret by Tess Gerritsen. This is book number 12 in the Rosolian Isles
Secrets
series.
Are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
In the 12th gripping novel featuring Jane Rizzoli and Maura Isles, the crime-solving duo featured in the smash
Rizzoli,
hit,
yeah.
canceled, TNT series Rizzoli and Isles are faced with a gruesomely staged murder
What was the show
of
called?
a horror film producer. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Okay. What was the?
Rizzoli and Isles.
That was what it.
That was what it is.
What-
TNT only does shows with ampersands in the middle of
Oh,
it, so
it's
that's how
TNT.
you know. Yep.
Yeah.
But it is
Canceled
now
then,
canceled.
huh?
It's now canceled.
Okay.
The book club in a few months though is reading the first.
Cancellation of Rizzoli.
No, The Apprentice by Tess Gerritsen, which is the first book that features both of these characters.
Okay.
So that's coming out soon. This is coming out on August 22nd. I read the most recent one before this, Die Trying, I think it was. I read a couple of random Rizzoli and Isles, and I like them so far.
Okay.
So I might pick this up.
All right.
And finally, we got a large print option for you here, also coming in August. A House Among the Trees, from the beloved author of the National Book Award winning 3 Junes. The unusual bond between a world-famous children's author and his assistant sets the stage for a richly plotted novel of friendship and love, artistic ambition, and the power of an unexpected legacy. Eric? Split decision on this, not split decision. Split-second analysis on that book.
Right.
Good, bad, ugly?
Fine.
That wasn't one of the options.
Ugly?
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. A lot of ugly fallout. Okay. That's it. That's
Okay.
what I got. Let's talk New York Times.
All right. So this is the New York Times bestsellers list for this week for
Fiction?
hardcover fiction.
Fiction, okay.
It's hardcover fiction.
All right.
All right, because we've been doing the
Nonfiction, baby.
nonfiction, and I keep putting it out of my mind because I guess I hate reading the nonfiction list. But let's do it. Life's about doing things you don't want to do, and mine is reading the nonfiction list.
All right. What are you going to do?
No,
that
it's
one
fine.
first?
This should really be called the New York Times bestsellers list for political.
Yeah. Well, that's
Reading.
the season.
Sure. Number 10, Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. You read this?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, you want to read this?
I do. That's been off for a while.
I think so.
I guess that's bouncing back. Okay.
Yeah. Number 9, Shattered by Jonathan Allen and Amy Parnes. So that's the examination of the Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign.
Oh, sure.
8, Killers of the Flower Moon.
How did that turn out?
The what?
Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign.
Number 8, Killers of the Flower Moon by David Gran. So this is the story of the murder spree in 1920s.
Look out.
In Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That targeted the Native Americans
Ooh.
living there. And the FBI got involved and didn't do it effectively.
Wow.
Number 7, The Vanishing American Adult by Ben Sasse.
Yeah. Where did they go?
I can't find them. They're vanishing.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 6, The American Spirit by David McCullough. A collection of speeches from the Pulitzer Prize winning
Okay.
historian.
All right.
Number 5, Hillbilly Elegy.
Can't stop Hillbilly Elegy. I'll tell
45
you
weeks by
It's
J.D.
still, our
Vance.
copies are still on hold.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
This was remember that we looked at the best-selling novels at the end of the year to see what was
Oh, the best gifts.
yes.
Yeah.
And that was up there.
Yeah.
Number 4, Option B by Sheryl Sandberg. Experiences her husband's sudden death. That's it.
Okay.
All right, new this week. Number 3, Theft by Finding by David Sedaris.
Oh,
Excerpts from the writer's diary
I
of
love David
1977 through 2002.
I haven't read any of his just straight up journals, but I've read pretty much everything but Let's Talk Diabetes with Owls.
Okay.
I've read all his other stuff.
Number 2, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson. He just interviewed Katy Perry, or Katy Perry was just on his Star Talk show.
Weird.
He said everybody should be as curious as Katy Perry, but I don't buy it. Number 1, Al Franken, Giant of the Senate, by Al Franken. So this is a memoir of the Democratic senator and former SNL writer and performer.
That's right.
Most people don't know this about Al Franken. He is 12 feet tall.
Is he really?
Yes, so he is the literal giant.
He's a giant
of the Senate.
Wow. Look out, Hagrid.
Yeah. When it's his turn to speak.
Look out, Andre.
Andre the Giant's gone. He passed away.
Okay.
Because he was so giant.
Yeah.
He was beloved.
I know he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're back to the hardcover fiction.
Let's do it. I bet this is going to get what I like to call a dad bump coming up on Father's Day.
Oh,
so
okay.
All the ones you're going to get for Dad,
right.
I recommend.
I thought you meant like they're about 3 months pregnant and the dad has like, he's starting to show.
He's showing.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Junior, repairing him with Danny DeVito.
Ugh, I guess.
Is that what we're talking about? Do you want to talk about that movie?
No.
On the topic of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, classic movie Twins.
What's happening?
Coming out with a sequel.
Oh, geez.
Triplets with guess who the triplet is?
Hold on. Is it somebody that's was famous at the same time Schwarzenegger
Yes, it
was
sure
famous?
was. It sure is.
It's not Stallone.
It's not.
It's not Dolph Lundgren.
It's even better.
It's better.
Not an action star.
Not an action star.
Not an action star.
So it's not.
I'll give you a hint.
No. It's Eddie Murphy?
Sir Eddie Murphy joining Triplets.
Eddie Murphy's been knighted.
Yes, he sure has.
The first non-British citizen
Yep.
to be knighted
Yep.
was Eddie Murphy
Yep.
for his work in Beverly Hills Cop.
3.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
This all came up because I think we're going to see a Father's Day bump here.
Right.
Which could be why Born a Crime is up there, because dads love The Daily Show.
Yeah.
So, anyway. What do you
Number
got?
10, Testimony by Scott Turow.
Okay.
Number 9, Same Beach Next Year.
Sounds good.
Number 8.
Wait, who wrote that?
Dorothy
Dorothea.
Benton Frank. Number 8, The Fix by David Baldacci.
Hey, we're just going to start a David Baldacci Split Second by David Baldacci for the Page Turners Book Club coming up.
Exciting.
It's going to be my first Baldacci.
Nice.
I've tried many times.
Right,
I always
it's
put
true.
it down.
Yeah.
Don't like his writing.
Okay.
This is going to be
This is it.
a tough one for me.
Number 7, 16th Seduction by James Patterson. And Maxine
I love the
Pietro.
title. I love
Yeah.
the title.
I like to imagine that, like,
so many seductions.
by the 11th seduction, they're getting kind of, like, desperate with what they do.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I went to the pet store today, and I was going to get you a turtle, but all they had was hermit crabs.
Yeah.
But they didn't have shells. So I got
don't
you a
know-
shellless hermit crab.
I don't know why this is working, but it sure is.
Okay, was that enough, though?
Oh
no! 5 more seductions to go! Number 6, Baron and Luthien.
Okay.
Luthien.
Okay.
By J.R.R. Tolkien. The love of a mortal man
Oh, yeah.
for an immortal elf, which figures in the Silmarillion,
Cimmerillion.
is part of the backstory of Lord of the Rings. So this is it?
Wow.
I guess?
Okay. Man,
Fine.
I tell you what, Christopher Tolkien must be like every single thing. Like his dad wrote a grocery list, and he was like, must spin this off into a Lord of the Rings prequel.
Yep. Yeah.
With apologies to Christopher Tolkien.
Sure, yeah. The third age of looking for
Yeah.
wheat bread in a Walmart.
Woo!
Where has all the wheat bread gone?
I'm trying to find this, and I can't even find it.
What?
I want to look at this up.
Beren
B.
and
Okay.
Luthien.
Okay. I see it.
There you go.
I see
It's
it.
2 people, 1 person on a horse, another person looking at
Yeah.
him. Very gray.
Painstakingly restored from Tolkien's manuscript and presented for the first time for a fully continuous and
What?
standalone story. The epic tale of Beren and Luthien will reunite fans with The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings with elves and men.
Yeah. A lot of the
Dwarves and
new Tolkien books that have been
Yeah.
found and reprinted have very drab covers.
They do, yeah.
And I've never really thought of Lord of the Rings as drab.
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Lush.
Yes.
Lush even.
Okay. Number 5 on the New York Times bestsellers list. No Middle Name by Lee Child. This is a collection of Jack Reacher stories.
I think it's Herbert.
Yeah.
Jack
Tom
Herbert.
Cruise is just like going
Jack
through this, like,
Herbert
which
Reacher.
One? Which
I'm
one?
pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I'll be in the Mummy too.
Yeah.
If.
If you had green like Jack Reacher 5.
Yeah. Number 4, Nighthawk by by Clive Cussler and Graham Brown. Yeah? I guess I don't think a Nighthawk would be making a lot of sounds because they're nocturnal hunters and they want to give away their presence.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe they throw their voices.
And
it's night, and you're like, I heard a
the
hawk
chipmunk
from over
looks
there.
to his left, boom,
Then
from
bam,
the right.
he's gone. He's totally gone.
Poor chipmunk.
Yep.
The Numa crew races the Russian and the Chinese
Oh.
in a hunt for a missing American aircraft. These are just kind of like we used to talk about how exciting these covers looked, and this is like a falling space
So
station.
we got a new Clive Cussler.
But it's not the exciting adventures that.
What's it called?
Nighthawk.
That's Nighthawk. Okay.
Number 3, Dragon Teeth by Michael Crichton.
Yeah, you're right. That cover blows.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Well, Michael Crichton's back on the New York Times bestsellers list.
With dragon teeth, totally written by Crichton.
You think somebody else wrote it and just put Michael Crichton's on?
No.
What if they start doing that?
I'm suspicious, all right? I'm suspicious of
Okay.
this title.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Number 2, Into the Water. Why do I keep having the song Under the Boardwalk
oh, yeah.
come in my head when I hear Into the Water?
Are you
I'm
a big Otis
Into
Redding
the
fan?
water.
Yeah. It's a sequel.
We're having a
It's
ball
the
into
unreleased.
water.
It's the unreleased sequel they
Yeah,
just found.
because they were
They
under the
found it
boardwalk.
in Otis Redding's. Michael Crichton's wife found this in Otis
Yes.
Redding's personal files
Yeah.
and put it out there.
Yeah, like, okay, we've been under the boardwalk.
Yeah.
The water looks so great.
It does
Let's go
too. Into the water. Yeah.
We'll be having some splash into the water.
Yeah, I love it. And some corned beef.
So yeah, this is
hash.
at number 2. It's been 5 weeks. It was at number 1
Yeah.
a lot of times.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the power to
Grish. Grishy Grish.
No.
Camino
number
Island.
1, Come Sundown by Nora Roberts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Years after she was kidnapped, a woman returns to her family's Montana
Come
ranch.
Sundown.
Yes, Come
Okay,
Sundown.
all right.
Montana's ranch.
I thought that was going to. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on. That's it?
That's it.
That's it. Come Sundown.
Did I already tell you about how Montana has all those dinosaur
Yeah.
nests with
Yeah, and very
dinosaurs?
lax speed limits, I'm told.
Really?
Or lack of.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of the dinosaurs that lived in Montana went extinct.
Okay.
They wouldn't stop going 90
I imagine
miles
they
an
couldn't
hour.
find work. It's just a big expanse of nothing.
That didn't help, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's actually they've got a dinosaur trail there. You can
Do
go
they?
through all the. They got a trail so you can visit like the 12 dinosaur museums.
Yeah.
In town.
Yeah.
I say in town, but in the state.
I know you said in town. All right, so that's it for the New York Times bestseller list. Anything on there that you're excited about reading? You love Jack Reacher Never Go Back the movie, so I imagine you're probably
I
going to
did
pick up
not.
these short
I
stories.
did not. That was definitely me being a friend.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
That's
but
true.
you're a friend. You saw Jurassic World with me.
I did. Yeah, it usually works the opposite way. When you see a movie that I want to see, neither of us like it. When we see a movie that you want to see,
Yeah.
we both like it. So
Yeah.
I don't really.
Yeah, I don't want to.
feel like
I don't
owe
want that to
you-
go to my head.
I feel like
but-
I owe you some stuff. Although I liked The Mummy all right, and you apparently did not like The Mummy, the new Tom Cruise Mummy.
We should have talked about this in Bookmark.
Sure,
Because,
yeah.
But we can talk
This
about
is
it
a total
now.
bookmark.
But we both did see The Mummy.
We did.
And I was liking The Mummy.
Okay.
It started off slow.
Mm-hmm.
Basically because Russell Crowe was there.
Anytime Russell Crowe was on screen, everything stopped.
Yes. But once
Time
we got
stopped.
to Tom
Time
Cruise
itself stopped.
having his adventure in Iraq, was it?
Yeah.
Because it was modern day
Something, whatever.
Mesopotamia.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like that was fun, and basically, it was as soon as Russell Crowe and
Yeah.
his pet.
Yeah, that middle scene where he's talking to Russell Crowe was like the Avengers 2 Let's Go to Hawkeye's house for 45 minutes scene to me.
Yeah,
Everything
except
just
like
pauses.
no, without any character introspection whatsoever.
Right, nothing. With no
So-
no development at all.
Um,
But it slammed the brakes on the movie.
So it just kind of, and then like
Look, I
it-
get on paper where they're like, let's lock in Russell
Yeah.
Crowe as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but then he just did nothing
Yeah.
with it. It was like somebody doing a Russell Crowe impersonation.
oh what? Oh, you were about to say Russell Crowe is
He
definitely
doesn't
not,
look great in the movie,
No.
but we don't have to
No.
go into details.
No.
But it wasn't.
But
it was not
you
an
know what?
impressive.
Maybe
not an impressive
Maybe
Mr.
that's
Hyde
why
at all.
they cast him as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Because it looked like there were two of them on screen.
He was Dr. Jekyll. He just had this stupid middle part up his hair, and he was just like, "Oh yes, hello. My name is Dr. Jekyll. I shall have some tea because I am Dr. Jekyll.
That's a mummy.
I'm a patient.
My goodness,
kind man.
How old is that mummy?"
And then as soon as he's Mr. Hyde, it's like, "Oh yeah, right, love. Yeah, you bit of Tom Cruise. Get over here. Come on, we'll punch you in the face." It was just like, that's it. That's what we're doing.
Hell.
He's either upper crust British or like super Cockney. That's all the difference between Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. His hair loosens up when he's Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Like as he's turning, his hands go through his hair. It's like,
go, get rid of this middle part. Yeah. Not a good. I'm not looking forward to that movie at all.
I don't think they're planning to do a movie
after this. I should hope not.
But anyway,
I would still give The Mummy a solid like B because I thought it was a good, fun action.
I felt like.
I like that Tom Cruise was playing kind of a jerk instead of like, a stoic hero. I liked it.
I guess I've always kind of thought of him as playing jerks.
Okay, but
though not villainy jerks.
Yeah,
and he was kind of a villainy jerk.
Yeah, he was
for a while.
Yeah, he was.
I just felt like the middle part just sucked all the air out of the room.
It did. It was hard to get it back.
Even the third act where it was back to like, we're doing a mummy movie with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Like I felt like that couldn't really pick up like the pace that the beginning had done.
Yeah.
And I liked where the beginning was going.
Yeah.
Because it kind of had like a gothic horror sensibility. It seemed like it was going to go like, we're going to do creepier. We're going to do like lower scale action. And then
I don't get the like universal negative response to this movie though. I don't think it deserves that.
I don't know.
I guess I don't know what people were expecting.
I guess here's the thing. Back in like the 90s.
Sure, I remember.
If critics didn't like, it was rare that critics liked big budget movies.
Yeah.
Like big budget like genre pictures.
Yeah.
Like if they didn't like Jurassic Park or they didn't like Indiana Jones, then it was no big deal because they preferred other films. But now the people reviewing films are people our generation.
Yeah.
You're and mine, and we grew up watching that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's just one of those things. Is like, when like the '99 Mummy movie came out, people were like, "This movie's fun and exciting," and we liked it because there wasn't anything like it.
Yeah.
And now people reviewing films like, there's a new but why? And we have a better Mummy movie to compare it to.
Definitely, we have a better Mummy movie. I'm with you right there.
And I just kind of feel like it's being panned because now the franchises are being rebooted faster, and so if this movie had come out 20 years from now, then our kids would be reviewing it and wouldn't be comparing it to them.
I still say that it's a fun movie to watch, and I say go for it.
Okay.
And you wouldn't recommend people see it?
I guess I wouldn't. I guess I feel like most people who want to see The Mummy, they're going to see it anyway, depending on the review. But if you didn't care, I guess I would just be like, just watch the Brendan Fraser 1999 Mummy instead. Or go back and watch the original ones because those are supposed to be good.
Yeah. Well, cast and crew of The Mummy, if you're disappointed that nobody is watching your movie, then I have an author of a book here who might share that pain with you. So, Eric, hit that music.
Lonely Arts Book Club with Nick and Eric.
It always just lifts my spirits.
Right.
Just hear Ben and his little guitar singing his tiny little heart out.
It's
Not that he's small hearted.
It's rough for me because I have to go through like a Get Smart like security system.
Yeah, you do.
To
the
get
whole
to
thing.
the play button.
Yeah, the original. Yeah, the file's under lock and key. We don't want that at all.
I have to go through vault doors that are shutting too soon and just.
Yeah,
I've never seen Get
I'm
Smart.
with you. I love Get Smart. It's a great show.
Movie?
The movie's okay.
Okay.
The movie's not good like the show, but it's funny in
The
its
Rock's
own
in
way.
it.
He is in it. The Rock's very good in it.
I think that was part of his
Anyway,
getting out of movie jail.
Long time listeners know exactly what the sound of that music means. But if you are joining us for the first time at episode 95,
feels like the first time,
and you managed to get through that talk about Darkseid in the beginning, and you're still here with us, God bless you. And here's what we're about to do.
We should mention it's spelled Darkseid, Darkseid.
I am racking my brain for a reason why we should mention that, and I can't come up with anything.
Okay.
So as you know, the David A. Howe Library is the largest library in Allegheny County. We've got the stacks downstairs. We're able to keep things that other libraries don't have the capacity to keep. So that means we've got a lot of stuff in our collection that hasn't seen the light of day in quite a long time. One such example is The Huysman's Pets.
Huysman's Pets.
By Miss Kate Wilhelm.
Right.
Have you heard of this book?
No.
Have you heard of this author?
No.
Kate Wilhelm is a Hugo and Nebula Award winner. So sooner or later, you're going to get to one of her books.
Really? What
and
does she
you'll
want?
understand. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Miss Kate Wilhelm. Let's see. Her first published short fiction was The Pint-Sized Genie in the October 1956 issue of Fantastic.
Okay.
The next year, her first accepted story, The Mile-Long Spaceship, was published in Astounding Science Fiction, and 10 of her speculative stories were published in 1958 and 59.
Okay.
Her debut novel was a murder mystery, More Bitter Than Death, and her science fiction novel debut, The Clone, by Wilhelm and Theodore L. Thomas, was a finalist for the annual Nebula Award.
Okay.
So let's see
When
what
did she
she
win?
I don't know. Let's see what she won this for. I can't tell you. I
Okay.
don't know. I thought
Keep
it.
me on it.
Yeah, I thought it would be right here, but
All
it's
right.
not. So why don't you go ahead and look that up, and I'll
Okay.
tell you a little bit more about the story that we're dealing with today. Now, the cover of this, Huysman's Pets, we have, I guess, a puzzle. It's a puzzle, and it has some missing pieces, and that's where we have our title and author listed. And then below that, we have the old man face and a couple of random faces behind him, and a lovely house. Looks like one downtown here in Wellsville, actually.
Yeah.
We have a forest. So
Looks like an old, or like, I don't know, an 80s cover of a Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it does. So the top is clearly a jigsaw puzzle, and the lower you get on the page, the less it seems like that.
Mm-hmm.
What are your reactions to the cover?
It's actually kind of interesting.
I think it's interesting too.
The face I don't love.
Yeah, I don't love the face, but the eyes are very it's drawing you in. The spine is the most boring thing I've ever seen. Just one solid color, black font, not
Yeah.
very interesting.
The yellow is, yeah.
Yes.
It's very
So
dull.
this novel, original cover price $15.95, came out in 1986. Was added to our collection that very year. There is an old stamp, a place in the back. I see no stamps. It's in pristine condition, though the spine does seem a little off. I don't know whether this book has ever been touched or not. I'm leaning towards no. It really seems like no. So this could be a true Lonely Heart book right here. You finding anything on her awards?
Yeah, she won the Nebula Award for Best Short Story for Forever Yours, Anna.
Okay.
And I just wouldn't have recognized it because I've been focusing on the novels, not the
Sure.
short stories. She won the Hugo for Where the Late Sweet Bird Sang.
Where
And-
late the sweet birds
yes,
sang.
And
Yes.
I didn't recognize that
You
one.
haven't gotten that
So
far.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
reading
Yeah,
it,
full
obviously.
novel came out in 1976, so 10 years before this guy.
Yeah.
Let me
Me,
give you the
we're talking about.
Yeah.
Before me.
yeah. Let me give you the inside cover. Are
Okay.
you ready?
The inside scoop.
Yes. Stanley Huysman was a brilliant geneticist, winner of the Nobel Prize for his work on plant clones. He was also famous for experiments in which he seemed to drastically raise the intelligence of chimpanzees. But the later work was dismissed by the scientific community as mere sensationalist hype. And his studies of twins, in which he proved ESP
The-
powers,
Schwarzenegger film?
yes, were seen as a
Studying
wrong turning late in life by a once brilliant mind, like Edison in his attempts to communicate with the dead.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So was
Edison tried to communicate with the dead?
you know what? I think I've heard something about
Where is that? Why isn't that movie being made right now?
Wasn't there
Why isn't
something-
Daniel Day-Lewis playing a later day Thomas Alva Edison trying to talk to the dead? In the last decade of his life, Huysman's research was conducted in the utmost secrecy. All that anyone, even his wife, knew was that the government was funding his work. When he died, the work was carried on by his longtime assistant on a rambling estate in rural Pennsylvania.
He's a rambler, man.
And now the legacy of that work, shrouded in mystery and spanning more than 15 years altogether, is affecting the lives of a strangely diverse group of people. Drew Lancaster thinks he's going to write Huysman's biography. By the time he knows what's really happening, he'll be involved far too deeply to pull out. Pat Stevens, Drew's ex-wife, works for a senator who sees political uses in Huysman's Pets.
Oh, boy.
But when she gets closer to the truth about the effect of the experimentation on its subject, she's not certain whose side she really wants to be on. Arnie Sorbes, this is not a good synopsis,
No.
and I apologize, folks, is a loner, a counterfeiter trying to retire, but an accident, or is it really an accident,
Yes.
involves him in someone else's problems. Oh, there's more. Leon Lauder in the Secret Service, but he's not sure whether the people he's chasing are the real criminals. Then there's Michelle Matthews, Lisa Robbins, and Franklin Silverfox,
Wait.
all of whom feel compelled to seek out a place they've never seen.
Do Dude, does the Secret Service chase after people?
I think it does.
I thought they would just...
No, it doesn't. It
no,
absolutely doesn't.
that would be the FBI or the CIA,
The legacy
right?
has already changed their lives and the lives of countless others in a subtle, irrevocable way. Their story, told with sensitivity and elan by award-winning author Kate Wilhelm, is a profoundly moving novel that will remain with you long after you've turned the last page. Man, that synopsis remained with me for about 15 minutes while I read it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what trope I miss?
Tell
I
me.
miss the 90s trope where you'd have an investigation going on,
Yeah.
and you'd have somebody from the CIA come in and is like, CIA, we're taking over. And
Yeah.
then somebody from the FBI would come and is
Yeah.
like, FBI, this is
Yeah.
our case.
It's all
and then,
jurisdiction.
Like, they don't get along. They're, like, fighting each other.
They sure
so, like,
don't.
but we're following our heroes who are being framed or something.
Okay.
But, like, we also cut back every now and then to, like, the C story, which is these two agents of different agencies, like,
Yes.
getting over it. Like, maybe they get stuck in the same door, and they're like, you go first, I'm going first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
I miss that trope. And that's all I could think about while you described that book.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'm not taken by that synopsis. I guess when you break it down and there's like the secretness of his work, and now people are trying to figure out what that was, and he's gone. I could see you mining some good story out of there. Whoever wrote this blurb, I hope that they were fired for this. I mean, I hope they bounce back and learn from it. I don't want them to be poor or destitute or something like that.
Yeah.
But the writing of that synopsis did nothing for anyone.
Yeah. See, now, that synopsis, all I was thinking about was a guy going like, CIA, FBI's here.
Yeah.
We've got this undercover. You guys are a bunch of jokers. And the CIA's like, intelligence is in our name. Wow. It's our middle name.
You have a vivid imagination, my friend. I'm going to skip the prologue because I don't think it helps anyone. Chapter 1.
What, really?
Boy, this is bad too. The road was a wet black snake slithering through the dense forest in upstate New York. Already, I find that imagery stupid, unnecessary. The rain had stopped, but the trees dripped and pools of water gleamed on the serpent's body, really doubling down with the snake talk.
Yeah.
Treacherous spots that could be smooth and level, or could be potholes. And it was damn cold. July, Clay Mosby kept thinking in disgust. It was July, and it was cold. He slowed from 25 to 20 and leaned forward to read names on the mailboxes that had just appeared in a cluster. He was looking for Jay Rissell. He had lost faith in Jay Rissell just a couple of miles after the turnoff. Ha!
Right.
An animal scurried across the road, and he slowed down again. He did not know what it had been.
Right.
Do you feel that you understand that he didn't know what it was by me saying he didn't know what it had been?
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand that he saw something, he doesn't know what it is.
Okay.
Do you need to know more? A possum?
Right.
A woodchuck?
Oh, jeez.
Raccoon? Animals belonged in zoos with nameplates in front of their cages, for heaven's sake.
No, that's not true.
Another bunch of mailboxes stood at attention by the side of the road. The third one said Jay Rissell.
Yeah.
He slowed again, this time looking for the driveway. First one after the boxes. Right. If he didn't find the place soon.
63 Main Street. At attention, sir. 64 Main Street.
Boy, Pixar, right? Pick that up.
Attention, boys.
From the world of cars,
Yeah.
mailboxes.
Oh, jeez.
He would not find it at all this day. It would be dark in half an hour. It's not dark yet? What are you complaining about?
Hey, my cousin's a P.O. box
No one
down
could
in Broadway.
No one could find a thing on a road like this once it got dark.
Right.
Black trees, black road, rain, wildlife to claim the road as soon as the light failed. Maybe bears and dangerous stuff like that.
Right.
Who knew? Woo!
Right.
I don't like this book.
I'm sorry, man.
I don't like this book one bit.
Let me treat you to the image of a CIA agent
Okay.
putting the phone down, yelling, "All right, we got Stronach.
Yeah.
We saw him at a coffee shop downtown.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm driving." And the FBI agent then goes, "How are you going to drive if I have the keys?" And then they fight over the keys, and it actually gets thrown down the sink drain.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Now we're walking. Thanks a lot.
And then,
me, it was your fault.
Yeah, and then we cut,
right.
and they're jogging down the street, breathing heavily, trying to get to the main street before the
and
guy
by
there.
the time they get there, they're like, "Yo, the loss of my dad hit me real hard."
Yeah.
Oh, I understand, Steve. Similar thing happened to me. You know what? You're not so bad.
Yeah.
Let's investigate this old man's work.
Yeah.
If I were to review
Look,
this
that's
book,
the thing. This book has... Just thinking of this bad 90s trope.
The way that it's poked the flames of your imagination.
That's
I
true.
think,
And that's
is
what
really,
literature's
it's
supposed
all
to
about
do.
it. If I was going to review this book in the style of this book, I would say the lower middle-aged man picked up the book. He read a few verses, knew he didn't like it.
Yeah.
Was it the bad writing?
Yeah. Bad writing
was
belonged
it
on
the
his tax returns.
poorly executed imagery?
Yeah.
Was it the constant lists?
Yeah.
It was hard to say.
Lists belong on his refrigerator, telling him what groceries to get. Where was he going to get his groceries?
Okay.
Walmart, Tops, Market Basket.
I'm
Market Basket's a regional place.
going to dive in. There used to be a Market Basket in around here. Fillmore used to have one.
Really?
True story.
Market Basket's a New England chain.
Well, what do you know?
They must have tried and like, forget it.
Tried
we're
to
closing
branch
up
out.
shop.
We're done. All right, I'm going to dive in a little
Tops
bit more.
broke too many knees.
Dive in a little bit more and read you some dialogue.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
You have reached Mrs. Patricia Stevens' residence. This is James the butler speaking.
Are you
I didn't
using
know
your answering machine voice?
I didn't know I was Beartown. I didn't know I was reading as a butler. Let me try again.
Okay.
You've reached Mrs. Patricia Stevens' residence. This is James the butler speaking.
Oh, boy.
May I be of assistance? There was a silence and a throat clearing, then a male voice. May I speak with Mr. Drew Lancaster, please? Just a moment, sir. In the event that Mr. Lancaster's on the premises, who shall I say is calling? Leon Louder, but he doesn't know me. Just tell him. Drew hung up. Indeed, he did not know a Mr. Leon Louder and had no desire to meet a Mr. Leon Louder and certainly did not wish to speak to a Mr. Leon Louder on the telephone. He left the apartment. Behind him, the phone started ringing. You really don't have to go to Washington, Florence has said. Most of the articles are here, and the few that we don't have copies of, we can reorder.
Okay. Look. Again,
Leon Louder. Mr. Leon
Yeah.
Louder.
While you were reading that, I once noticed that, one, you have a new Wonder Woman action figure.
Wonder Woman up there.
Yeah, so that's cool. That
Yeah.
made that easier.
Yeah, good.
You're looking for something in your drawer. Oh, you've got your Wonder Woman
pop
pop figurine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
All right.
Go on.
Can we end this with the idea that the movie's over?
Yeah.
The guy cleared his name.
Yeah.
We cut back to the C story. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
you do pretty good in the CIA. He's like, you did pretty good in the FBI, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a new case called, and they're like, okay, I'm driving. He's like, no, I insist, I'll drive. And like, well, I'd rather take my car.
Yeah.
And then,
Alternatively, what if it was a new case is called and he's like, why don't you drive? No, I insist.
okay.
You drive.
yeah, it's like,
And
no,
then it
you
escalates,
drive.
and they're like, you drive.
The FBI
I'm from the
is
CIA.
nothing if not
You're
courteous.
gonna drive. You're gonna be
Get
the
in
one
the
that
car.
drives. You're
Get in
gonna
the
be the one that
car.
drives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I would read that story before I would read Policeman's Pets by Kate Wilhelm.
Yeah.
So,
I'm imagining the person who you got Sinbad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sinbad, and then
Sinbad is the FBI
Patrick
agent?
Warburton. CIA.
Correct.
Sinbad.
So like old grizzled Sinbad?
No, this is
Oh, in
this
the
is
prime.
in the 90s.
90s
yeah.
prime.
This is
Okay.
before First Kid. So he doesn't have his first kid vehicle yet, but it's
Yeah.
after House Guest.
Yeah.
And the person on the run, it has to, because it's a goofy, I don't know, maybe it could be a Chris Farley film.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah.
Chris
90s.
Farley and David
That would
Spade are on the run.
Oh, their time. Okay. They're
They're
the villains?
No, get this. They're
Yeah.
twins.
Oh my
Chris
gosh.
Farley and David Spade are
Wow.
twins.
Wow.
And Chris Farley's the one being framed for a crime,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes to get his twin brother.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And at some point in the movie, they try to do the twin trope
Yeah.
where they switch places.
I love it.
It's like, yeah, I'm him. He's like, but
Yeah.
because it's
They
funny,
tried
because that
it.
happened
Yeah, no,
on
it is-
all the
it
time
is.
on
It's
like
totally funny.
Two of a Kind.
It's totally funny. What's the verdict on Heisman's Pets?
I want to watch this Chris Farley film.
Has
so
it made you
bad.
more or less excited that you're going to have to read where late the sweet
Oh yeah,
bird
that's
sang?
rough.
That is a mouthful.
When I read that
is
book,
difficult.
we'll have to talk about it in
We
comparative.
definitely will.
Compared
We
to
definitely will.
What this did.
I'm looking at the reviews here on Goodreads, and they're not bad. I got to
Okay.
tell you, they're not bad.
Wow.
Seems like a pretty good. Here we got a 5-star review here. The book is light on the science, and the plot isn't believable at all. This is a 5-star review. Nor is it scary or original or particularly suspenseful. It is, however, very funny,
Oh.
well written, and engaging. I loved the 70s setting and the delightful characters. This would have made a perfect 70s sci-fi movie for, say, Chris Walken and Julie Christie. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So there's a alternate opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess listeners, if you were touched by something in this book that Eric and I missed, and to be fair, Eric would have completely missed it because he was writing this 90s buddy cop story.
No, the cop
we
story
can have it because we got it right here.
it works because it's in small pieces.
I'm sorry that I chose the word cop story.
Yeah.
if you want to read this book, we'd be more than happy to provide this. It's right here. So if you want to come to the David DeHow Library, fine. If you want to go into another STLS library, we'll send it your way. And if you read it, or if you have read it, please tell us.
This is too
Please
funny.
tell us what you think.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's called Lookalikes.
So I'm just doing this show alone now.
No, hold on. It's
Okay.
called Lookalikes.
Yep.
I'll stop as soon as I tell you the big twist. It's called Lookalikes. The person who framed Chris Farley is their hidden triplet brother.
Eddie Murphy?
I was going to say Chris Rock.
Oh, okay.
Because he was in that.
That's true.
in the guy.
He's a contemporary. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So funny.
Yeah.
It takes the concept of twins
Yeah.
and puts it on.
What might have been.
Yeah.
What might have been.
So, okay, you'd watch that movie.
Yes, I would. So I would say this book is on the low end of our Lonely Hearts book.
Right.
Not as fun as what Dreams Are Everything. Nothing. Dreams are never. Dreams are not enough. What was the last book called? The
Dreams
90s
Are Not Enough.
Dreams are not enough.
The James Bond title over the historical sultry.
Yeah, with the lady in the red satin
Yeah.
sheets. I think I would read that one
Before this one?
Before
Yes.
I read this one.
Yes.
So low on my list, but we have it here.
I'm sorry.
All right,
I feel like I failed you
we got it.
with this one. I mean, I didn't fail
Hey.
90 movie producers.
The reason you might be feeling that way is because you did. But that's all right. That's all
You're
right.
telling me
because
I didn't bring any whimsy
you
and joy.
You brought tons of whimsy and joy. It wasn't welcome.
If I could
at the
do
time.
an impression of all 5 of those actors,
Yeah.
I would act out that film right now.
Yeah,
but I
this
can't
is-
do a
This
Chris
is one
Farley
of many
impression.
times that I can be thankful that impressions are not in your wheelhouse.
I think I could do a Chris Tucker impression before I could do a
Probably. You just
like
have to
Chris Rock.
yell.
yeah.
Just
But Chris,
yell a lot.
Chris Tucker didn't really get on the scene until
Rush Hour. It
Rush
seems
Hour.
like.
Yeah, he was in.
Mo Money, Mo Problems, I believe, with Charlie Sheen.
I think it's just called Money.
Is it just called Money?
I maybe or More Money. I don't think it's called More Money, More Problems.
Okay.
I know the one you're talking about. I ended up watching that film 3 times.
You've
because
seen
it's
it?
on TV. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He works at a car wash.
It's Money Talks. Okay,
Money
but
Talks,
definitely
yeah.
the tagline was.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
at Charlie Sheen's wedding or the engagement party,
Yeah.
he's up there. He's like, "You're his first, his last, his everything." And
Yeah.
one of the guys was like, "Is that Barry White?"
Yeah. Okay, well, let's watch it. All right.
Let's watch Money Talks.
We're going to close it up on the Lonely Hearts Book Club
Sure,
here,
yeah.
so thanks for that.
All right. And closing the book on Lookalikes.
Yeah, I think
The
we will.
hilarious
Until
Chris
you've had
Farley,
a
David
chance
Spade.
to polish the script fully. So here's some things
You
going
mean
on.
Paul District Farley.
I do, yeah. We got the summer reading program for all ages coming up. Build a Better World starts the 26th. What's your grand prize for teens?
I can't remember the title. It's a portable speaker,
Yeah.
but it's a nice one.
Like
and
a
it's
high
see-through.
quality Bluetooth see-through
Yes.
speaker. I love it. Adults, you got the Nook tablet. Kids got all sorts of stuff. It's like an array of prizes.
Yeah.
So that's going
there's
to be pretty
There's
exciting.
weekly prizes for the
weekly
teen
prizes.
stuff. Yeah.
So we're going to have programs and reading challenges for all ages.
Mm-hmm.
I just got my bags for the summer reading
Yeah, they
program.
look
They're
fancy.
here right now. Thank you. First 100 adults to sign up get a tote bag.
Yeah.
We usually run out, so sign up quickly.
Boy.
We have a new employee to welcome, Mr. Emmett Kirsch, joining us this
Emmett.
week. Hi, Emmett, as our special collections
Welcome to the
curator. I can
library.
tell you, he is right to work upstairs, which is the hottest part of this library, so I admire his dedication. We did buy a fan.
Yeah.
So he's right on it, going through the bird egg collection. So
Yeah.
fans of the bird egg collection, which it seems like generations of children have seen this collection. Emmett's going through doing a full inventory of it. We're gonna work out some plans to display it a little bit better. So that's the first project. So welcome
to
aboard.
your new home.
Welcome aboard, Emmett. We're happy to have you here.
Welcome to the
Maybe
podcast, Emmett.
next time we're talking something historical, we'll have to pull Emmett on, introduce him to the
Bring him
world.
on the
Do a quick
podcast.
take 5. We got our last concert on the 15th, June 15th, the Young Sisters acoustic duo
Yeah.
joining us. They were here last year. Big
Welcome
hit.
in the Young Sisters.
Yeah, Eric won't sing it all on the thing, but
That's true, yeah.
so that's our last
Welcome
one.
to
Music on the Lawn begins next week, the 22nd.
Welcome to the lawn.
Every
Sorry, I'm done.
every Thursday through the summer, the Music on the Lawn
Yeah.
committee
Is that
has
like
a-
6 weeks or longer?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, it was a great array of bands, opening up with the Fools, who were here last year, were huge hits.
Do we have that Elvis
Happy to have them
impersonator
back.
again?
Terry
Because-
Buckwald back as Elvis. Yeah, we don't have enough lawn
Yeah,
for Terry
that's what I was
Buckwald
trying
as
to say,
Elvis.
yes.
Just
Yeah.
fans are
There
gonna
were
have to
people
close
on
the street.
the roofs of their houses
Yeah,
with binoculars.
absolutely.
Like, there he is.
Absolutely, it was completely
Yeah.
packed. So Terry
Hey.
Buckwald is back.
Shout out to you.
Come on
That
now,
was
I love it.
I don't know who that was.
Yeah,
That was
no,
Elvis.
it's not Terry Buckwald as Johnny Bravo, if that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
He does play Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Elvis Aaron Presley.
Yeah.
So that's going to be going on all summer.
Yeah.
Book clubs, as I mentioned, currently reading Whistling Past the Graveyard by Susan Crandall, and Woman in Cabin 10, which Eric is going to join me on. So you can see the magic live in person when we discuss The Woman in Cabin 10.
Boy, it's going to be hard
It's
in
gonna
that
be-
book club
It's going to be a
not
lot of
doing
fun.
the impressions.
It's going to be a lot of
doing
fun.
Our
I know, it will be tough. It will be
if
tough.
if any of them had listened to this, I feel like it'd be our responsibility to like do a stage version of
I
it
think,
in front of the book club.
yeah, do a dramatic reading.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't be doing the impression.
I don't think that would be out of the question at all.
Hey, this is the only time I can talk about it because I forgot to mention it in Bookmark. I started watching Elementary.
My dear Watson.
No, just the show Elementary.
Okay, Elementary.
With Lucy Liu.
Yep.
Because I don't know the guy who plays.
Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu go back to elementary school. It's like 21 Jump Street, only instead of Johnny Depp pretending to be in high school, Johnny Lee Miller and a fully grown Lucy Liu go back, pretend to be in the 4th grade to try to ferret out parents who are drug dealers, and they know they have a 4th grade.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, similar to a kindergarten cop situation, but instead of going in as Arnold Schwarzenegger or the great Dolph Lundgren as teachers, Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu go undercover as students.
Okay.
So
that was payback for Lookalikes.
yeah, it was. It sure was. Do you want to talk about Elementary?
No, I like it.
It's
so
a great
far.
page-to-screen adaptation.
Yeah, I don't normally like. I can't say the word correctly either. Procedurals.
That was exactly right.
I don't normally like those kinds of shows.
Smart move not saying it again.
Yeah, because they're just dull to me, and
Yeah.
there's no like. I don't watch shows like CSI
Okay.
or.
Wow!
Yeah, I don't watch those kind of shows because every episode is very like standalone,
Yes.
and that doesn't really connect with me. And
Okay.
I don't. They're too dark.
Too dark.
But the Sherlock characteristics of him, like I connect.
You dig
and
it.
like the turning things on their head. Like I haven't gotten to Moriarty, but I know it's played by the same person. I can't remember her name. She played in Domer, Natalie Domer.
Okay.
She was in Game of Thrones,
Okay.
so I'm interested to see her playing Moriarty.
All right.
It's just it's a weekly episode of Sherlock and Watson
All right.
hijinks. I
Maybe
like
I'll
the
give it a
Sherlock
shot.
a lot, and there is actually carryover so far. Like they do, like mention stuff. There's still that mentality of that type of show.
Okay.
Like it's this killer because he was the first one they interviewed, or it's this killer because they're a guest star.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Well, good. I'm glad you're liking it. And we got the whole series, right? Everything that's available.
We're waiting
we
for the
have.
fourth. The fourth one's on its way, but yes, we're on the whole
Okay.
series.
I
And
wonder
we had
if there's.
what
Is there a book series that spun off of that? I was thinking that they did do that.
Elementary? I don't.
Yeah.
I think there's a series. Of
I mean,
books
I know
by
there's-
Arthur Conan Doyle.
Oh, about Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But they're not set in the modern day, so
Yeah, that's not
right.
not the same thing. All right. Well, I guess that's it then.
yes.
So we'll come back in episode 96. Remember to
I hope
rate
so.
us.
Yeah. What if
Rate
we
us
don't?
on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at All the Book Show. Facebook, you can find David A. Howe Public Library. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to chat. Eric especially. If you want to call him on his direct line here at the library, he'll talk to you for hours about anything you want.
Look,
Personal
I'm only
problems
accepting
or
phone calls if it's to
Dark
help
side?
flesh out the script for Lookalikes.
Okay, what if they want to talk to you about the Dark Side Wars and about the usage of Dark Side in various media?
in the like Superman and Justice League animated series?
You'll accept those
Yes.
calls. All right, so those
Yes.
calls can be directed directly to Eric Mickles, Head of Youth Services. That's it for today.
Yeah.
Join us for the concert, and we'll see you next week.